It's time to increase your influence, impact, and income potential by advertising your business, ministry, services, products, books, upcoming conferences, retreats, or courses with the Women of Influence magazine. Visit us at www.woimagazine.com to get your advertisement in today. We look forward to getting your business or event or products exposed.
Yes, we are back. We're back with another amazing training right here at I Am Her International Virtual Experience. Queen, it's time to build. Oh my God, we get ready to have an amazing conversation with our next facilitator. She is a dynamic woman of God. I had the opportunity to meet her in 2020, in 2020, right? And we were in a group together, a business cohort group, and she was a part of my business. She was a part of my Pacific small cell group for our businesses, for our business growth and development. And so it just have been an honor. She was my business buddy. So we had our business buddy group. That's what we called it. And so we have stayed connected beyond our program. Now, I hope she'll mind have her bio. She'll tell you a little bit more about herself when she come up. But she is an phenomenal, amazing speaker, teacher. She's an author. She is an international speaker, just not any type of speaker. And she helped. She helped individuals. She coached individuals in developing their message, a message that would resonate with their ideal clients so that they can convert into sales. So I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others none other than the amazing, anointed, appointed Dr. Christy, my sister, my friend. Listen, I'm so excited to have you here with us on today. You can turn on your mic and your camera. Your mic's muted. We see your beautiful face.
Now my mic is muted.
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me. I don't know why the mic keeps being muted. Welcome. Thank you for that awesome introduction. I appreciate it. You and I have been going and knowing each other since 2020, and we become more than just business buddies. We become
Right.
good friends.
Absolutely.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, you're welcome, and I'm going to give you over this platform.
Okay, so I can, okay. Well, Queens, it's time to build. But guess what? Having to build means that something has to change. Having to build something means that an action has to be taken. That's right. And taking an action means that you have to get out of your comfort zone. And that's where it is. You know, I have that amazing introduction by Dr. Doreshe. I help my clients create and tell their amazing, compelling, impactful narratives so that it can reach their audience on a much deeper level. That's right, using the power of storytelling to increase sales and conversion. But can I just tell you, it hasn't always been that way for me. I remember years ago, I was at an event. And at the event, after the event, I told the host, I've always wanted to speak. I've always wanted to transform lives, share my stories. To which the event coordinator said, really, I am looking for someone to speak for me for my next event. May I have your number? And I said, I'll get your number and I'll call you. Can I tell you? Immediately I left that room, I was sick to my stomach. All I could hear, my internal dialogue was saying, Christy, what did you say? Why did you say you were a speaker? Why did you say you want to be on the on the on the stage? Didn't you know you have an accent? Didn't you know that people may not be able to understand you? And my entire time, the entire time, I was thinking, what did I do? The internal dialogue, let me tell you, it was so much so that when I got home that day, I was constantly thinking, how do I call this lady? 1 month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months, and afterwards, after all those months, I finally picked up the phone and called the lady. Guess what, y'all? On the other side of the phone, I heard, Christy, oh, I'm so sorry. I've already had somebody to speak for me. I no longer need a speaker. Ouch. But can I tell you, on one hand, I was so glad that she already had another speaker and I didn't have to get up and speak. But on the other hand, I was defeated. I was disappointed in myself. How could I? Something that I wanted so bad and I had the opportunity to do so, but fear struck me. My internal dialogue did not allow me for all the things I couldn't do, rather than concentrating on the things that I could do. But listen, that got me saying, never again. And I don't want it to be your story. There may be something that you've always wanted to do, but when you are given the opportunity to do so, your internal dialogue doesn't let you do so. I said, never again. I began to take classes. I began to go to conferences. I began to, most of all, hire coaches that helped me go where I wanted to go. And that is the reason I am talking to you. The reason I am talking to you today, I was ready and willing to make a change. That's what this conference is all about. Ready to build. Can I just tell you, there's nothing I'm going to tell you right now that you probably haven't heard before. But I'm going to say it in a different way, and maybe it will sink in. You know, growing up, I look forward to it. I was mesmerized, captivated every single night, looking forward to this event. What event was I talking about? I was talking about storytelling, sitting around the elders while they told us stories, folklore stories, stories about their grandparents, stories about growing up, the mistakes of life they have made, with hope that we're going to learn from their own mistakes. Stories about the things they did growing up. I loved every minute of it. It's been over 3 decades. It's been over 3 decades. And I still remember it like it was yesterday. So when it comes to stories, when it comes to telling your stories, when it comes to speaking, when it comes to your talk, one size does not fit all. That's right. One size does not fit all. And here I was thinking, oh my God, I had to be like this other person. But the truth is, I am so unique and so are you. And you have a story, and your story makes a difference. Your story to transform, your story to change lives, your story to educate so that other people don't have to go through what you went through. And so today I am simply sharing 3 storytelling strategies that help you attract clients, to increase sales and conversion. Now, I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine if life is different for you. taking a different action. If you can look at yourself today where you are and you know you are not getting the results that you are seeking, what will be different? How can you go from point A to point B? And oftentimes, it's all about building. And that's what this conference is all about, making a change. So I want to share three storytelling strategies. The number one is a personal transformation story. But why do we care about story so much? Why does storytelling work so much? Why? Because storytelling connects you with your audience. That's right. It connects you with your audience. It engages the audience. You have a conversation, because that's what I call it, whether it's storytelling or speaking. It's all about a conversation. Conversation with yourself, conversation with other people, conversation with your audience. When you connect with someone else, engage that person, emotional connection, it allows that person to get what you're saying because they can now relate. Now remember, anytime you are talking to somebody, your audience sitting in front of you, it's about helping them to understand what's different, what can change, how is what you've been through, how is it going to help them. And it's not just about telling the story, it's about telling the story and make a point. Transformational story works so well because it's telling that person where you used to be. In my own case, I was shy as hell. I couldn't stand up in the public. I was given the opportunity to speak, but I couldn't speak because my internal dialogue was so much. But then I took an action knowing that I wanted to transform lives. I wanted to help other people. I have stories that could transform lives. And taking an action and looking for somebody who can help me there by hiring a coach. Excuse me for a minute. And in doing so, my life changed. And now I can stand up and speak and help other people do the same. When you share a transformation stories, it helps your clients see how they too can change by working with you and taking action. So the first one is transformation story. Now, the next one is client success story. That's right. Talking about or crafting a story that has to do with a client that you have helped, and that client got a result as a result of your coaching with that client. Why does this help so much? It helps so much because other people, your audience, can see how they can get the same help by working with you, because this other person has success story working with you. I recently had a client. A client had an amazing story, compelling story, transformational story. But the challenge that she was having was relating what she was saying to the audience. And so even though she has a great story, she didn't know how to structure the story so that other people will consume it and see how working with her can also change them. And then when she come to me and we decided to craft a story, a compelling story that not only just talk about I call it head smart. It's not about the head smart. It's about the heart smart. That's right. When you are telling a story, it's not just about the head smart, it's about the heart smart. Thinking about the audience that you are talking to. What are their problems? Why are they sitting on that chair want to hear what you have to say? Because they got other things to do, but they are there, want to hear from you. Why? Understanding the audience problem, the reason that they are there will help you craft a compelling story that connects the audience to what you are talking about. And after we craft this story, guess what? Before even she left the stage, she had over 40 people booked her to speak in their organizations. It wasn't because the story was any different. It was that the delivery of her story, now people can relate. Now people can connect and engage and understand what she was saying. Now, before, she was basically almost like reading from a textbook. It's still the same story. But after we craft her story, now it's totally different when somebody is listening to her. The last one that I want to talk about is painting the vision. Painting the vision of what the future might be for that client. Painting the vision of what the future might be for that client. You see, when you paint the picture of what it could be, what result that client will have working with you, it makes all the difference. So the question is, again, why does storytelling in business, in marketing, make such a huge difference? It makes a huge difference because people don't want to hear just you reading out to them. It goes to their head. But when you can talk to them and weave the information, weave your story in such a way that it can hit emotional engagement, it makes a difference. And so the third one, as I was saying, it's about painting the picture of what life might be for them if they work with you, where they're going to change, how they can change, what they could become, who they can become by working with you. Now, having said that, one of the struggles my clients that come to me have is structuring their story. They have a story, but how do you get to weave this story so that it matches your offer? How do you weave the story so that it connects with your problems that your audience have? That is a challenge. And I know everybody talks about storytelling. It's a rave right now. It's all about storytelling. But can I just tell you, storytelling is one of the best ways to market your product and services. However, when it is not done right, it does you no good. When it is not done right, it does you no good. Now, you might be saying to yourself, what stories do I have? How can I use my story to impact lives? It's all about looking at what stories in your box. From the time we were little till now, we have lots of stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But look at pulling out the stories, the top stories that will make a difference, the top stories that's going to impact somebody else's life. And impacting that person's life, meaning that you are solving a problem, that your story is solving a problem, that your story is having them change from where they are to where they want to be. Crafting your story in such a way that it similarly works with your offer. Solve the audience problem. Your audience can see the problem. Remember that anytime your audience is sitting there listening to you, it's not about you. It's about what is in your story for me. What is in your story for me? It's about getting your audience to think differently, do something differently because they heard you speak. And if your story, your talk is not doing that, it does not serve the audience well. Now, I know you probably have heard so much about storytelling. Again, so much about storytelling. Now, as you are sitting and watching me right now, I want you to think about what story in your arsenal that you know right now that you have. And think about your offer. How does your offer match with their story? Can you pull out the nuggets in your story and see how it ties with your offer? Well, that's what I help my students do very well. Because when you have an offer and you just have a PowerPoint, you're just talking head, people may be hearing you, but it's not sinking in. But when you weave everything with your offer, when you weave everything with your offer, you don't even have to tell anybody to buy from you because people will see I'm the person. They will raise your hand on their own. You don't have to convince anyone to buy from you. They are going to clearly, through your articulation and weaving of your story with your offer, how it makes a difference. The problems that they are going through, how it can be solved by working with you, buying your product and services. And so, as we come to the close, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look right now. What do I have? What stories do I have? Start writing your stories. Start pulling out from event to event what occurred. Every day is a story. We have so many stories in our life. Oftentimes, people don't think about it as such a big deal. But I'm telling you, your story is definitely a big deal. Your story is a big deal because your story can change lives. Now, I want you to imagine if you are the only person that's holding a medicine that someone else needs to be healed. And you are waiting for perfection, just like I did starting out, waiting for perfection to have all your T's crossed and all the I's dotted. And that person is waiting. I don't need you to put this on a silver plate. Just give me the medication. I want to get healed. And that person may not get healed until you show up. What am I saying? Oftentimes, all you have to do is what? Come with it. And in the process, you get to reinvent, get the feedback, do it again. That's all I have for you. But before I leave, I think I have the link. Dr. Dureshe will share the link with you. If you are looking for support, for someone to help you craft a compelling story that when you are sharing their story, you are sure that is going to connect with the audience, establish your credibility, and tell your audience how working with you can make a difference. If you are looking for support, I have a link for you to click on and connect with me for clarity and confidence section. And you and I can find out how I can help you. Dr. Dureshe, are you there? Hello. I
Hello.
guess I'm right on time at 4:30 exactly. I'm good at watching time, so I'm sorry about that if you were still waiting. I'm
No,
so good. I'm so good. I'm always like right on the point. So
no, it's good because you actually have 45 minutes, but all is well. Um,
oh,
but
I
yeah,
saw actually I saw I think it's 25 to 30 minutes I saw on what you gave me. So I was just keeping on that. That's why. I wish I knew it was 45 minutes.
it's okay. It's absolutely definitely okay. Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. It was. I'm sorry. You're right. It was 25. I'm sorry. But
Yeah, it was 25 because I said, oh, I cannot. I'm that one of my pet peeves is when speakers go over their allotted time. So I'm very mindful of allotted time.
yeah, we appreciate that. So, listen, thank you so much for just coming and pouring out to the daughters of Zion, and just showing them how to build, giving them some strategies on how to build through storytelling, so that they can attract, right, their ideal clients. So we definitely appreciate your gift and the talent that God has given unto you, Dr. Christy. And listen, you guys, we don't have Q&A time, but listen, for
Oh,
those that stick around afterwards, because we do have another speaker, but for those that stick around afterwards, y'all know we'll be hanging out in the lounge, right? And if Dr. Christy can come and hang around out in the lounge with us later, or
how
you
do
are
I get there?
the lounge. I'll message you once I get the other person, but you should see once we come out of here, you'll see a button that says lounge. Um,
Okay.
but never the less. Let us take ourselves out, and we're gonna get ready to go to the next session. So I'm gonna get ready to meet you guys on the other side because we're getting ready to talk about walking by faith. And I believe that's the
Awesome.
name. That's the name of that. So let's go there. We got LR Shaw is in the building. Okay, you guys. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Christy, for just pouring out to the daughters of Zion on today. You guys, I'm gonna meet you guys on the other side. Social media will